Once upon a time, there was a faraway land that went by the name Alfgard. Alfgard was shrouded in permanent darkness. It was the Detroit of its day. One day, a brave and legendary warrior by the name of Erdrick came upon the land and defeated an evil creature and returned light to the land. Erdrick had with him the Sphere of Light, which he used to drive away enemies who threatened the kingdom. Erdrick handed the Sphere of Light to the King of Alfgard, King Lorik I, and he used the Sphere of Light to maintain peace and prosperity in Alfgard. The Sphere of Light shone brilliantly across the land, and all that basked in its glow were prosperous. However, there was one individual who shunned the Sphere of Light's radiance and chose to live in a cave, like some type of caveman. If only we had a term for such an individual. Anyways, one day while exploring the cave, the man encountered a dragon. Knowing that dragons kill first and ask questions later, the man kissed his behind goodbye and waited to inevitably be turned into a human barbecue. But to his surprise, the dragon knelt before him and awaited further commands as if it was a loyal lapdog. The man discovered that he was part dragon. That must have been an interesting message from 23andMe, and upon this discovery, he decided to call himself the Dragon Lord, which was by far the second most pretentious name that he could have come up with. The most pretentious being Drake, but he knows he doesn't deserve to be brothers with Josh. Anyways, one day after his soul became corrupted by learning magic. Wait, his soul became corrupted by learning magic? You know, it happens to the best of us. One day you're learning sleight of hand, the next day you're robbing banks. Sorry, this line just made me laugh so hard when I read it in the Nintendo Power magazine researching this backstory. Oh, Nintendo Power. I miss being a kid. Anyways, it's just so odd to me that the Dragon Lord became evil because he learned magic. Especially considering that many protagonists learn magic in this series. Turns out they're all evil. What a twist. Anyways, the Dragon Lord attacked Tantegel Castle and the nearby town of Tantegel with his fleet of dragons and set the town on fire. Seems a bit excessive to me, but I am not an evil magical Lord of Dragons, so I probably shouldn't judge. Riding on a large red dragon, way to show off by riding the most dangerous type of dragon, the Dragon Lord descended upon Tantegel Castle and stole the Sphere of Light, which caused the land to plunge back into darkness. Monsters began to roam the land freely. They ransacked at least one town, left it in ruins. Much of the land was turned into poisonous marshes.
Dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria!
Anyways, Erdrick, the hero of legend, seeing all this darkness, arrives at Tantegel Castle and tells the king, "Don't worry, I got this!" Erdrick then went around the land trying to locate the Dragon Lord's lair, and found that the Dragon Lord had moved to a castle on an island that could only be accessed via magical bridge that could only be made via a rainbow drop. Not sure how Erdrick came to that conclusion, but hey, like my father always said, if it's stupid and it works, then it ain't stupid. Anyways, Erdrick confronted the Dragon Lord in his lair, which is called Dragon Lord's Castle, and both of them were never heard from again. Several generations passed and not much happened, but during the reign of King Lorik the 16th, the Dragon Lord returned and attacked the kingdom once again. This time he kidnapped the fair princess, Princess Gwaelin, which caused the kingdom to fall into a never-ending state of misery. Jeez, celebrity culture has gotten insane, am I right? The king sends many brave men to rescue his daughter and retrieve the Sphere of Light, but unfortunately they all failed. The realm of Alefgard had truly never seen darker days. But the night is always darkest before the dawn, and thankfully for the good people of Alefgard, there came a glimmering hope. The prophet Maheta, who is such an obscure character that the localizers didn't realize that he was being referenced in Dragon Quest Builders and called him Meyerland instead, gave a prediction of hope. He said, "One day a descendant of the valiant Erdrick shall come forth, and he shall defeat the Dragon Lord." Unfortunately, most of the people had forgotten who Erdrick was at this point in time, and those that did remember only considered the story of the legendary hero to be a myth. So this prophecy only brought even greater despair upon the kingdom. However, one day, a stranger arrives at Tantegel Castle and hears from a castle guard that a dragon has captured the princess and is holding her captive. The stranger reveals without any proof whatsoever that he is a descendant of the hero Erdrick. Upon hearing this, the guard remembered the prophecy of Maheta, and although at first he was skeptical, he decided to bring the young man to the king. King Lorik is busy mourning the decline of his kingdom, which is a fair thing to be upset about, but personally I'd probably be more worried about my daughter, and at first is not interested in what the guard has to say to him. However, upon hearing that a descendant of Erdrick had been found, his interest is piqued. When the king sees the stranger, something comes upon him that assures him that he is looking at the prophesied descendant of Erdrick who will save his kingdom. And this is where our story begins.